Jason Statham stood at the edge of the tropical island, a place where breathtaking beauty met an undercurrent of danger. The sun hung high in a cloudless sky, casting shimmering reflections on the crystal-clear waters that lapped gently against the shore. Palm trees swayed rhythmically in the warm breeze, their leaves whispering secrets of the land that it was a paradise that seemed to exist outside the realms of reality. But for Statham's character, it was merely a brief respite before destiny intervened. An action hero renowned for his relentless determination and combat prowess, Statham had learned to navigate perilous situations with skill and instinct. Here, however, he wasn't just preparing for another fight. He was immersed in a moment of tranquility. He took a deep breath, filling his lungs with the salty air, grateful for a rare chance to relax between assignments. Yet even amidst this serenity, he remained acutely aware of the ocean's unpredictable nature. The island was dotted with hidden caves and jagged cliffs that hinted at stories untold, of explorers who had vanished and treasures left behind. As he strolled along the beach, memories of past battles flashed through his mind. They were reminders that danger often lurked just below the surface. Little did he know that this peaceful day would soon erupt into chaos. Suddenly, something shifted in the distance that a low rumble echoed from beneath the waves, causing Statham to pause mid-stride. The ocean's surface began to churn ominously, as if foretelling an event that would change everything. An unexpected clash between calm and catastrophe awaited him just beyond the horizon. Statham ventured deeper into the island, captivated by its striking contrasts. The vibrant colors of exotic flowers lined the path, their sweet fragrances mixing with the salty sea air. He decided to embrace the moment, leaving behind thoughts of past conflicts. With a carefree spirit, he kicked off his shoes and felt the warm sand between his toes as he made his way to the shoreline. Once at the water's edge, he took a moment to absorb the scene. A vast expanse of turquoise stretching into infinity, where gentle waves rolled in, creating a soothing rhythm. Statham found a quiet spot and settled onto a sun-warmed rock, watching the playful dolphins leap joyfully in the distance. Their antics brought a smile to his face as he felt an unusual connection to these graceful creatures, who seemed to dance harmoniously with nature. Eager to explore further, he grabbed a snorkeling mask and flippers stashed away in his beach bag, diving beneath the surface to see what lay hidden below. Schools of colorful fish darted around him like flashes of light in an underwater kaleidoscope. As he glided through the warm waters, he felt utterly at peace, each breath filled with a sense of freedom that his life as an action hero rarely afforded him. Yet, even amid this captivating beauty, a nagging feeling lingered in the back of his mind. The ocean felt alive, as if it were watching him that moment. The sea's enchanting allure masked its underlying threat, leaving him blissfully unaware that tranquility was merely the prelude to an unforeseen storm brewing just beyond the horizon. Just as Statham emerged from the water, shaking droplets from his hair, an ominous shadow swept over the beach. The vibrant blues of the ocean shifted dramatically, morphing into a dark, tumultuous mass. Without warning, the ground beneath him trembled violently, sending waves of panic through his core. The rumble he'd sensed earlier escalated into a deafening roar as colossal walls of water surged toward the shore. Time seemed to slow as he registered what was happening. The tsunami had arrived in that instant. Instinct took over. Years of training kicked in as he sprinted toward higher ground, adrenaline coursing through his veins. The once calm beach transformed into chaos as the water crashed violently against palm trees and rocks, uprooting everything in its path. Statham's heart raced as he leaped over debris, narrowly avoiding a massive wave that threatened to engulf him. He glanced back just in time to see the ocean erupting like a beast unleashed, powerful waves crashing and curling with ferocity that sent shivers down his spine. A cacophony of splintering wood and terrified screams filled the air. But all he could focus on was survival. He spotted a nearby cliff with an opening at its base and charged toward it, dodging splashes of seawater that threatened to drag him under. As he reached the cave entrance, he stumbled inside just before another monstrous wave slammed violently into the shore behind him. Inside the darkness, Statham took a moment to catch his breath, heart pounding with fear and exhilaration. Outside, chaos reigned supreme as nature unleashed its fury, leaving him aware that this was only the beginning of an ordeal beyond anything he'd ever faced. Emerging from the darkness of the cave, Statham shielded his eyes from the bright glare of the sun, now standing in stark contrast to the destruction around him. The once vibrant beach lay in ruins, strewn with debris, upturned boats, shattered palm trees, and remnants of what had once been lively huts. The air was thick with the salty tang of seawater mixed with smoke from fires ignited by the chaos. Statham's heart sank at the sight. This beautiful paradise had been transformed into a graveyard of nature's wrath. He moved cautiously through the wreckage, each step met with a crunch of broken branches and scattered belongings. The distant cries of those trapped or struggling for help pierced through the heavy silence that followed the storm's fury. Statham felt an overwhelming drive to assist anyone in need. He couldn't just stand idly. While others suffered as he approached a group of survivors huddled together, their faces painted with fear and disbelief, he quickly assessed their injuries and mental state. Statham introduced himself, projecting calmness amid their panic as he organized them into small groups to search for others who might still be trapped or injured. His combat instincts sharpened in this moment of crisis. He scanned the surroundings for any signs of life or signals for help. Together, they began sifting through the debris, moving rocks and planks while keeping an eye out for anyone who might need assistance. Each survivor found strength in one another, forming a makeshift community united by shared resilience as they faced the aftermath together. In that moment, Statham discovered not just a purpose, but a depth of humanity that emerged from tragedy. A determination to rebuild courage in the face of despair. In the days following the tsunami, as the group began to rebuild their lives from the ruins, Statham noticed something peculiar about the ocean. While tending to survivors and assisting with cleanup efforts, he often caught glimpses of the water behaving in ways that defied explanation. The tides seemed to swell and recede with a rhythmic intensity, almost as though they were responding to an unseen force. One afternoon, while standing at the shoreline, he observed schools of fish darting maniacally through the surf. Their movements were frenzied and erratic, as if a hidden predator lurked beneath the waves. But it wasn't just the fish. Even larger sea creatures began to appear closer to shore than ever before, some even breaching in wild leaps that sent splashes cascading onto the sand. Curiosity piqued, Statham ventured further into the shallows one day to get a better look. As he waded through the water, he felt a strange sensation, an energy pulsing around him, causing goosebumps to rise on his skin. It was as if the ocean sensed his presence and reacted in kind, undulating gently yet insistently at his feet. This uncanny connection stirred doubts in his mind. Was it merely his imagination or something far more significant? The ocean appeared alive and aware. He started documenting these phenomena, keenly observing shifts in weather patterns and animal behavior. Each revelation hinted at an intelligence beyond human comprehension. The calm facade of nature had unraveled, opening a portal to a deeper mystery that would challenge everything Statham thought he understood about survival and existence itself. Intrigued by the ocean's recent behaviors, Statham decided to venture into deeper waters one morning, determined to uncover the source of its unsettling energy. Armed with his snorkeling gear, he swam further from shore, the sunlight piercing through the surface and illuminating the underwater world. The vibrant coral reefs seemed alive, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. As he explored a secluded cove, an unnatural stillness enveloped him. The fish had vanished, leaving only silence as he floated weightlessly in the water. Suddenly, a shadow moved beneath him. Large and powerful, he held his breath, scanning the depths below when a massive creature surged upwards, a colossal cephalopod with iridescent colors shimmering across its skin. Statham's heart raced. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The creature paused just meters away, its large eyes seemingly studying him with a level of awareness that sent chills down his spine. Instead of fleeing, it extended one of its long tentacles toward him, moving gracefully through the water as if beckoning him closer. Statham's instincts screamed danger, yet he felt inexplicably drawn to it. Just as he reached out to touch one of its tentacles, the creature emitted a sudden burst of ink, obscuring his view and startling him into action. In a frenzied panic, he swam back toward the surface, heart pounding in his chest. As he surfaced and gasped for air, questions swirled in his mind. What had just happened? The encounter left him shaken but also deeply curious about the intelligence beneath the waves and the mysteries of this living ocean that seemed to harbor secrets beyond human comprehension. In the days following his encounter with the colossal cephalopod, Statham found himself increasingly captivated by the ocean's mysteries. Each day, he observed the rhythmic dance of the tides and the erratic behavior of marine life, piecing together the clues that suggested something profound lay beneath the surface. It was as if the ocean was a living entity, one that breathed, reacted, and communicated in ways he was only beginning to understand. One evening, while walking along the rocky shoreline, Statham reflected on his experiences. He recalled how the waves had crashed violently during the tsunami and how they now lapped gently against his feet in a soothing rhythm. The contrast struck him. This ocean had the power to destroy, yet also to rejuvenate. He felt a deep connection forming, as if he were part of a larger ecosystem where every creature played a role. Sitting on a weathered rock, he closed his eyes and let the sounds of nature envelop him. The calls of seabirds overhead, the whispers of wind through palm fronds, and most notably, the murmurs of the water itself. It dawned on him that humanity often viewed nature as an adversary to be conquered rather than a partner to coexist with. The ocean was not merely a backdrop for human endeavors. It was alive with its own consciousness, deserving respect and understanding. Statham began to explore these thoughts further, contemplating how interconnected everything was from coral reefs to coastal communities. His role shifted from just a survivor to an advocate for this living ocean. He recognized that protecting it meant safeguarding not only marine life, but also humanity's future. In that moment, he resolved to delve deeper into this relationship. Armed with newfound purpose and respect for the vast intelligence that resided beneath the waves, determined to forge a connection with the ocean, Statham began preparing for a quest that would take him deeper into its mysteries. He started by honing his diving skills, spending hours training in the shallows and studying marine life. As he practiced, he meticulously noted the interactions among different species and their patterns, seeking to decode the language of the sea. Each dive became a meditation, allowing him to tune into the ocean's rhythms and nuances. One day, donning his snorkeling gear, he set out toward a remote underwater cave rumored to be home to rare creatures. As he descended into the depths, he felt a surge of excitement mixed with apprehension. The water was cooler here, and the light began to fade as he ventured further into the cave's mouth. Shadows danced on the walls, and he could hear the soft sounds of water flowing around him, a symphony of whispers that heightened his senses. Navigating through narrow passages and rocky formations, Statham encountered schools of fish that seemed to follow him, their movements synchronized as if guiding him deeper into the heart of the cave. With each twist and turn, he felt a growing sense of purpose. Suddenly, a shimmering light caught his eye, a bioluminescent creature illuminating the shadows with its radiant glow. It pulsed rhythmically, drawing him closer as if inviting him to understand its significance. Statham realized that this journey was about more than just survival. It was about discovering how to communicate with this living ocean. He focused intently on the creature's movements and colors, interpreting them as messages from the depths. Armed with his combat skills and newfound awareness, he felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in his quest for understanding the ocean's consciousness and protecting its delicate balance. As Statham delved deeper into understanding the ocean's consciousness, he became aware of a more sinister threat lurking nearby. While exploring the coastline, he stumbled upon a group of industrial fishermen equipped with heavy machinery, attempting to exploit the ocean's resources indiscriminately. Their actions posed a grave danger not only to marine life, but also to the delicate balance he had come to respect. Fueled by righteous anger, Statham approached the crew, confronting them with the knowledge he had gained about the ocean's intelligence. He implored them to reconsider their actions, emphasizing that their greed was not only harming the ecosystem, but also jeopardizing humanity's future. The fisherman laughed mockingly at his words, dismissing his pleas as naive idealism. Stepping forward, Statham used his physical prowess to dismantle some of their equipment, demonstrating his commitment to preserving the ocean. That a confrontation ensued. He engaged in a fierce struggle with a few of the men who were unwilling to back down. What began as a verbal clash quickly escalated into a heated battle against human greed and ignorance. In the midst of the chaos, Statham caught glimpses of the ocean responding. The waves seemed to swell and crash harder against the shore. Reflecting his fight against exploitation, that he felt an exhilarating connection with the water, as if it were rallying behind him. After successfully driving off the intruders, panting and bruised, Statham stood by the shoreline, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. His encounter with the fishermen had underscored the profound contrast between nature's wisdom and humanity's folly. Deep within him grew a commitment not just to protect the ocean but to serve as its advocate, an ally fighting against those who sought to exploit its majesty for profit. The battle for understanding and preservation had only just begun. Having successfully confronted the fishermen, Statham felt a surge of determination coursing through him. He realized that his journey was not just about protecting the ocean, but also about fostering a deeper connection with it. Seeking reconciliation with nature, he decided to spend more time in the water, immersing himself fully in the environment that had become both a source of mystery and wisdom. One early morning, he returned to the underwater cave where he had encountered the bioluminescent creature. With each dive, he began to practice mindfulness, tuning out distractions and allowing himself to truly feel the ebb and flow of the ocean around him. During these moments of quiet reflection, he opened himself to the possibility that communication with nature could happen in myriad ways, through feelings, energy, and intuition rather than words. As he swam through the shimmering waters, he noticed how changes in his own breath aligned with the rhythm of the waves. That a profound peace washed over him as he interacted with schools of fish, whose erratic patterns now seemed like dances rather than mere survival tactics. He felt every movement was a message from the ocean, underscoring its interconnectedness with all living beings. That in one particularly transformative experience, Statham found himself surrounded by a swirling current that felt almost like a gentle embrace. The water seemed to pulsate around him, resonating with energies that transcended language. In that moment of connection, he understood that survival was not just about physical endurance. It was about respecting and nurturing the relationship with the natural world. Emerging from his dives with renewed clarity, Statham embraced his role as an advocate for the ocean, not simply as a guardian, but as a partner in life's intricate tapestry. That he recognized that by fostering this bond with nature, he would also pave the way for others to appreciate and protect its profound wisdom. As Statham emerged from his profound experiences with the ocean, he came to embody the role of a guardian, transformed by his journey from mere survival to stewardship. The sheer force of nature he once merely feared now felt like a trusted ally guiding him toward a deeper purpose. Having witnessed the immense power of the tsunami, he realized that humanity's relationship with nature was fragile, marked by both a responsibility and a privilege to protect it. With renewed conviction, Statham organized community initiatives focused on ocean conservation and education. He shared his insights with locals and visitors alike, urging them to appreciate the intricate ecosystems teeming beneath the waves. His voice became a beacon for activism, emphasizing that the ocean's health is intrinsically linked to everyone's well-being. Moreover, he partnered with marine biologists and environmentalists to launch projects aimed at restoring coral reefs and protecting endangered marine species. Each effort reinforced his belief in collaboration over exploitation, fostering a sense of unity between humanity and nature that was previously lacking. Through film screenings and educational workshops, Statham sought to inspire respect for the ocean's wisdom, encouraging others to recognize it not just as a resource to be exploited, but as a vital component of life that deserved reverence. His commitment illuminated how crucial sustainable practices were for future generations. In essence, Statham emerged not only as a survivor of calamity, but as an advocate for harmony with nature. Driven by his experiences, he realized that cultivating this relationship was essential for both personal growth and planetary survival. The dance between humanity and nature was not just one of survival. It was about flourishing together within the delicate balance of existence. an ongoing journey where every step mattered.